To the insurance company that spurned me, our time together has come to an end. It's not me, it's you. We both know what I'm talking about. 15 minutes ago, I began courting Geico. It was just the easiest thing I've done since buttering my biscuit at breakfast. Not only have I saved hundreds of dollars on my car insurance, but also the future tears you were sure to impose. My heart and my coverage now belong to Geico. Sincerely, not yours, Tara in Telluride.
Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
Blog Talk Radio.
Live. Yeah. This is Under the Mat Radio featuring your host Tech with co-host
NSC Game Boy. What it is, what it do.
And our lead correspondent.
Shinblade, as you know, as a sensational one. How's everybody doing today?
Everybody's doing well. What about you, NSC?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm good, baby. I'm good.
Still blessing the blood.
Huh? Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
Everybody, welcome everybody to today's episode is entitled Scream Queen Cometh, because momentarily we will have, as a special guest, the original Scream Queen herself. Hopefully she don't mind me putting on her name, Monique Dupree, best known as the original GATA. She is a professional, very much professional model. She is a professional cosplayer, professional actor. She's acted in over 70-plus independent horror movie films. She's also a professional wrestler. She appears at a bunch of comic book conventions, anime conventions as well. So she's done so much in the world. And I'm sorry, don't forget, she also is a musician. She owns a band. She's in charge of her band, which is called Negro Child. So she will be talking about her very vast, very adventurous, very legendary career when she calls in. Also, at the 8 p.m. hour, we will start a discussion hour where you fans can call in at 347-677-1862. Call in and talk about the various topics that we will be discussing from 8 p.m. to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. But of course, with that being said, you can follow the show on Twitter at tech_UTMR. You can follow NSC Game Boy on Twitter at
NSC Game Boy, spelled correctly.
And you can follow Shinblade on Twitter at
Sensational One, SHINATIONALONE.
They had to take a couple of pauses on that. You good, brother?
No, actually, to be honest with you and the fans out there, I just got in. I'm moving around. I just had to meet up with a lovely somebody, so I'm just trying to get myself together, get my breath in, because I'm a bit out of breath at the same time, too. I was running.
Yeah, just take some deep breaths. Breathe in, breathe out. You know how that all go.
Very funny.
Of course, follow us. Would you say NSC?
Hey, that was Shin. I think so.
Yeah, okay. Of course, you can follow us on Facebook, Under the Mat Radio, on Facebook, our like page and our group page. Thank you much for the likes. NSC Game Boy always says, thank you for the blue thumbs.
Yes, we always need the thumbs.
If you happen to go on our like page and you see the thumb is white, it is your job, fans. Please make it turn blue, and we will get all of our notifications. Our group page continues to grow. Thank you very much for that. Please don't forget to check us out on Instagram at Under the Mat Radio, all one word. If you need to email us or contact us for any business propositions, any questions, any ideas that you may have, email us at underthematsradio@gmail.com. And, of course, follow us on YouTube, Under the Mat Radio. And, of course, Shinblade to give you details real quick on his Shy blogs and his page as well.
I'm sorry, I'm out of breath again. I'm sweating now. So, yeah, I do the road trip videos on my page on Shinblade on YouTube. I have to say that it took me a long time to edit this one because it was so funny and it was a lot of saltine rage into it, if you all know, especially with NEC Game Boy and saltine going back and forth with the dressing. So you will enjoy it, watch it. It's very, very funny. And plus, we have new trends. One's called Yana Hands.
Yes, hashtag Yana Hands, hashtag Salty Mouth, hashtag Bastard Meat, and a whole bunch of other things.
Oh, you saw it?
Oh yeah, of course. Definitely got to watch it,
Okay.
Of course, as Hogan says, the boss horse, they definitely have to watch stuff. And the CVP, he do it.
Yeah.
If you will. Also, shout out to Saltine. Yeah. You said salad smasher.
Not the NFC smasher.
NFC smashing
salad smasher.
Yeah, definitely. Well, if you have a caller calling in, area code 443. Welcome to you Under the Match Radio.
Hello, this is Monique Dupree.
Well,
hey.
what old fans? Hey. Here we go. Live, all guests. And she went government on y'all, Monique Dupree.
Yes, I did.
I said earlier, I didn't know if you wanted us to say your government out there, but I did, and I also said your other two nicknames. So.
Yeah, I prefer the name GATA, but I'm most known as Monique Dupree. So, yeah, that's what I said.
Hey, well, this is host Tech. I thank you very much for calling in. Shinblade, of course, as you know, is on the line, and as well as our co-host NSC Game Boy. So we thank you much for joining us today.
Hi, all. How are you guys?
We're great.
We're doing great.
Hey, how you doing?
I'm doing great as well. Busy, but great as always.
City Cafe again?
What was that?
Is that City Cafe again?
No, not right now. But that's like 2 days a week. I love City Cafe. I've been going there for 18 years. It's my favorite place to go and think and process and make business calls and whatever else, when I'm at home.
Oh, well,
shout out to City Cafe.
I gotta say that you got good mojitos there.
Oh yeah. But I try to stay away from everything, but like I'll have red wine occasionally because I don't, want to get crazy or anything. And and plus I'm training, I'm trying to make sure I stay in shape. So I can't do that if I'm like drinking mojitos and a lot of other stuff, but I can occasionally drink my red wine and still keep my figure. So.
All right.
Well, there you go. To be honest with you, I don't drink either, so I have the virgin mojitos just to be safe.
Oh, okay. That's all good.
Man. You gotta get past the virgin mojitos, man. You gotta get the real stuff.
I'm straight.
I've never had a virgin mojito, but I'm sure it's good. I have to, she can't be a virgin if I'm drinking it. So, so I tend to just stay away from it completely, so that way I'm not acting out at all.
Definitely. Well, with that being said, GATA, if that's okay to say, if that's what you want us to call you.
Yeah.
Thank you much on the show. We do know that you have a very vast, very adventurous career. Of course, us being the show that we are, our foundation is pro wrestling, but of course we talk about some of everything. We've had the comic book artists on our show, musicians, professional comedians. We've had some of everybody on the show. So you having the career that you have definitely will be great for the show because we can talk about a lot of various topics.
Right.
Of course, be free, say whatever you want. We're not censored at all. First, get the main business out of hand. I do know I spoke to you off air, and I do know that you'll be at House of Hardcore 9 with our good buddy Tommy Dreamer, which will be in Toronto. So did you want to say anything on that? Did you want to promote that or say anything of what you'll be doing at that event?
Well, you just said it already. I just wanted people to be aware that we will be in Toronto. I will be accompanying Dick Delicious, as I always do. And I hope to see people there. And as you know, it'll be live, taped live. It'll be live. So, like, it will be televised. It's really an amazing thing. And I'm so proud of Dreamer for getting this deal with FightNet. It's going to be big. I'll say that much.
He didn't cry, did he?
I'm honored to be a part because, you know, I've always been a fan of wrestling, and my daughter is training to be a wrestler. And so me being an entertainer, I watched, you know, people Valet over the years and, you know, both male and female come out, and I said, wow, you know, it would be cool if I had a chance to do that, because that's, you know, for me performing as well, and you have to be athletic, you have to be strong as well. And to be able to have that dream come true was just amazing, you know, and that's all thanks to Tommy Dreamer. So I've been working with him, you know, since the second show, and it's just gone nowhere but up from there. It made me love wrestling all over again. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yes.
All right.
I will say that last year I had the honor to be at House of Hardcore in Philly. Me and another business partner, we was there with Rob Feinstein, and we was able to go in there. Really enjoyed the show. My show crew got the pleasure to meet, and Tommy Dreamer gets few occasions, and very good guy, very professional. Definitely has a strong passion for the business, and puts on very great shows, I will say. Definitely will. Definitely does.
Yes, so he outdoes himself each and every time, and, you know, that's why I say again, I'm just so honored to, you know, to be a part of this, because, you know, I felt like it was something major. I've been to every show. So the first show I was actually pregnant, so I didn't do anything, but, you know, I attended the show, and I was like, wow, this is something, you know, really special, and that was the first show. You know, now we hit number 9, you know, and I know it's going to be, you know, even better than the last show, and we sold out the last couple of shows. So this is going to be something truly great for wrestling and for wrestling fans, because that's who he does it for. He does it for the fans. So what better way than to put on a great show than to make it about the fans, like you're supposed to do anyway.
All right. Thank you, thank you much for that. NSC Game Boy?
Well, now I want to move on to your movie career. And you have the title of Scream Queen. And, you know, a lot of women use the diva terms, but very few have ever been a Scream Queen. So I wanted to ask you, what is the qualifications for an actress such as yourself to inherit the title of Scream Queen?
Well, to be honest with you, when I was first told I was a Scream Queen by the Scream Queen herself, Debbie Rochon, I did not think that at that time I had even earned the title, because I didn't call myself a Scream Queen. I just, you know, said, well, I'm trying to get into horror. You know, I love this genre, you know, with a passion. And I had worked with her, you know, and she had said in an interview that, you know, it was a pleasure working with, you know, the first Black Scream Queen. And, like, I had never been, I've never used that term myself it was something that she used, and I didn't really think I was worthy, because I know a lot of people loosely, use the term, like if you've been in one horror film or something, you're a scream queen. I think that you have to be very versatile, first of all, right. And it's not just about, you can scream, even though that's, one of the things that scream queens do. Except for me, I kill people in movies, and I'm not usually the one running away, getting killed. Right. But in any event, I feel like you have to have a multitude of different qualities. It's just like being an actor, period. You have to be able to be versatile. You have to be strong. You have to be passionate. You have to want this really badly. I've worked with a lot of people, and I've watched, people, and, I don't do this because I want to be famous. I wanted to entertain as long as I can remember, and I enjoy being in front of the camera and becoming someone else, marrying a little bit of myself with a character so that you can draw the realness, and put it into this character. I think just as those are the qualities that you need to become like a strong actor, it's the same thing with being a scream queen. Right. Except it just mostly applies to women because it's scream queen. I take it very seriously. It's not I'm just a scream queen, and then people go, well, how well can you scream? That aggravates me because it truly does.
Don't say that.
I wasn't planning on asking you that question.
Yeah, we ain't gonna ask you that.
That doesn't sound logical.
Yeah,
nope.
I mean,
and I think not
you
in
do
this
scream.
context.
You do scream, but that's just not the only thing. So I'm very passionate about everything that I do. I love performing. Period. It's very important to me, that I do it right. And I come from family who does this for a living, and he's so big, and famous and everything. And I learned a lot from him of what it takes to be a successful actor in this business. So I just really take it seriously. It's a passion of mine.
Well, thank you.
Thank you much for that. Want to ask you too, Monique, would you mind taking a couple of callers? We got a couple of fans who want to call in and ask you a question. Is that fine?
Sure.
Okay. All right, area code 240. Welcome to Other Than That Radio with the original GATA.
My question is, what's your funniest Lloyd Kaufman story?
Yeah, Lloyd Kaufman is just funny, period. I assume that you know him or know of him and his very colorful personality. I love Lloyd to pieces. I did a movie with him called Pot Zombies, and I had just done the intro to the movie, and he wanted me to overact, like severely overact, and I hadn't been used to doing that. So I kept trying to read the script because it was what I was supposed to be doing, and he took the script and he balled it up and he threw it, and he was like, I don't want you to do that. I want you to call me a cocksucking motherfucking, and just went through the whole line of stuff, and I was just like, okay,
wow.
Yeah, this is different. But he was just trying to get me in, give me that energy that he wanted me to put into it, and he had so much of that energy that he's electric, but that threw me off because he's a really sweet guy, and you don't expect certain things to come out of his mouth. Well, I don't anyway. So that took me aback, and we still laugh about that because the other girl that was there was just so shocked as well that
Wow.
that he said these things. But it wasn't funny to me at the time. It was funny afterwards. So.
Wow. All right, Cheeky, you have another question for guys?
My final question is, what's the craziest thing you had to do for a movie audition?
Wait, what was that?
You
What's the craziest thing you had to do for a movie audition?
How about the craziest thing I didn't do for an audition? Because I had a quote-unquote audition that I had gotten from Craigslist. Never used Craigslist. I learned that years ago. But at the time I was still learning. And it seemed professional. It seemed legit. It was at a studio in New York, so the guy rented out the studio space. So I'm like, okay, this is legit. I get there, and he's like, well, this part requires some nudity and, and your character dances. And he had the script and everything like that. So I was like, okay, well, that's cool. And he was like, well, we need to be able to check out. You already know where this is going. We need to be able to check out, what you actually look like. So, like, would you mind, actually stripping? And I said, yes, I would mind actually stripping, because I don't think that I need to do that. I can do the scene, run the lines, and then do a dance in my clothes, but I'm not taking them off. And he said, but, if you really want this part, it's a lead role, and she's just wearing nothing but pasties, so you're going to have to take everything off. And I said, well, do you have the pasties? And he said, no. I said, well, then, thank you very much. Have a good day, and I left. Because I knew he didn't have them, but, my whole point was, you're going to ask me to do something, and then you're going to tell me a role requires something, and I knew you wasn't ready. But I feel like this man rented the space, and he was trying to get free shows from women. And I don't even know how that got by people, but there's a lot of people like that out there. So that was crazy, and I never used Craigslist before again.
Wow.
Wow.
Well, thank you for that.
Yeah.
Cheeky, always a pleasure.
Thank you.
Thanks much. Thanks much for calling in.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you much. Wow, thank you much for being very forth and honest with that answer.
Yeah, well, it's truth is truth, and I do. There are a lot of people wanting to do this and be in this business, and they only see one side of it sometimes, but they don't, ever see the other stuff that you have to go through. And that was years ago. But, I was so hungry that I was just trying to go to any audition that I can, and I wasn't being careful. I wasn't learning that this business is dangerous as well. At the time, it was just try to get as many auditions as you can so you could get work or whatever. You have to be careful. You are your business. My body, my being, I am my own business, and I have to take care of it as such,
Well, I will say, before bringing in the next caller, Monique, that Craigslist is good for household appliances. I will say that.
It's good for free stuff, too. Oh, no. Yeah, I'm talking about getting acting work, but it's good. Yeah. It's good for free stuff. It's good for...
yes, it is.
I've gotten some crazy and cool stuff from Craigslist. So I'm not knocking that part, but, it's a dual-edged sword, because my first big horror role I got from Craigslist, and it was legit, and it's Bachelor Party in the Bungalow of the Dam. That's why I went back to try Craigslist again, and then that's when I learned of the dangers of it. So I just chose to stay away from that section completely.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Okay.
I will say, shout out to my girlfriend. She got me on the Craigslist because she the one that told me about getting a whole bunch of free stuff on there, and I realized how good it can be. So that's one good thing about Craigslist.
Yes,
good
definitely.
free stuff.
I can agree there.
Yes. And shout out to anybody that needs a bunch of any free pallets, those wooden pallets for trucks. They always got plenty of those on Craigslist every day. Yes, it is. Let me turn it over to our next caller. Area code 410. Welcome to Under the Mat Radio with Screen Queen.
What's up, fellas? How you doing?
Hello.
I'm good, man.
Hey, how you doing?
All right. How are you?
I'm fine, ma'am. My question for you is, what did you learn being in the wrestling business?
What have I learned?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Well, a lot. When I first used to, like, when you watch wrestling and you're a fan of wrestling, you think you know everything, like, because you're watching it, you know. Especially me, I was a lifelong fan. But when you're on the other side of things, I've learned a whole new appreciation for what those men and women do and how they put their body on the line for our entertainment. Because they absolutely put their body on the line all the time for our entertainment, to make us happy. And that was something that I learned right away, that I just, you know, I used to watch it and I didn't really understand how people got hurt and, you know, how they beat their body up over the years, you know, so hard. I didn't understand that. So I've really learned and grasped a whole new appreciation for that, especially like with my daughter getting into it. You know, I have to be concerned about all of those things. I love these guys, and I truly appreciate it, which is why anything I can always do to help, you know, because I'm just a valet, and I do say just a valet because I don't have to put my body on the line like they do all the time. So if I can look pretty and assist you or do whatever the case, you know, might be on camera, you know, as well as off camera to help, you know, I do that, and I support them 110%, and that's why I get pissed off when people say that pro wrestling is fake.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Yes.
Yes.
I like that.
Yes.
I like that.
Definitely dig. Do you have any more questions for Screen Queen?
Yes. This is a good one. Favorite horror actor or actresses you work with?
Favorite?
Yep.
Yeah, that's wow.
Yeah.
You got stuck on this one.
Yeah, that's you kind of got me stumped there. There's been quite a few. I really enjoyed working with Brian Krause from Sleepwalkers.
Yeah.
I worked with him on Plan 9, and he was so sweet and so amazing. It was just, you know, one of those things. I always enjoy working with Debbie Rochon because I've learned so much from her just by watching her as an actress. I study people when I'm interested so that I can see what I can do to make myself better. There was one other person that I am forgetting, and I cannot believe that. Okay. Lynn Thigpen. I worked on Lean on Me. That was my first film. And Lynn Thigpen was the woman with the bullhorn. I loved, God rest her soul, I loved that woman, you know, as an actress. And it was an amazing experience working with her. She was another one of those larger-than-life people, her energy. And she was just a sweet person. So offhand, I would have to say that those are my favorites.
Oh, wow. Thank you, guys. Wow. And Randall Fack, she was on Cometh San Diego, too.
Yes, she was.
Yes, she was.
Loved her there.
Oh, she was.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, caller. Thanks so much. Thanks so much, man.
All right, thank you.
Thank you much.
That was a good
Monique,
question.
Yes, it was. You got a couple. We getting mad callers now that wants to speak to you. Is that okay, Monique?
Oh, sure.
Yeah. Shout out to Eastside High too. Lean on Me. Definitely. Shout out to them.
Really? Really,
Yeah,
dude?
what's wrong with that, Shin? Shout out
Why
to Eastside
not?
High, you know. Matter of fact, Shin, why don't you sing Eastside High? Would you like to hear that, Monique? Sing
Shut up,
Yes,
Max.
please,
Come
go
on
ahead,
now.
sing it.
Yeah, go
Go
ahead.
No,
ahead,
I'm
sing
not
it.
singing it. No,
Come
God,
on,
I'm not
sing
singing
it.
that song.
The Scream Queen want to hear you
Look,
sing Eastside High.
I'm
Just
not
sing
doing
a
that.
few
Put
bars.
me on the
Just sing
spot.
a few bars. Come on.
Don't make me do it like a movie.
Eastside High. See, I can't sing. I did that a little bit. NFC.
Yeah, nobody knows the whole song.
I barely remember this song. I know
Just
it
a
was,
couple of bars. I think it's
like
very
Eastside
by the side.
Never mind.
And always praise thy name.
Praise thy name, praise thy name, praise thy name.
There you go. There you go.
There you go. Hey.
There you go. Thank you,
I got a
Monique, for
question.
singing. Thank you, NFC Game Boy, and I'm glad that I tried because I really can't sing. Thank you, Shin, for
I
at
did
least
too.
trying to breathe hard.
Well,
'Cause, you can't say no to the Screen Queen. We all know that. Can't say
yeah,
no.
the
like
N and the
a
O, but she's
line,
beautiful,
I'm
so I
saying.
can't. But I do have a question for you.
Okay.
GATA. Is it GATA or GATA?
Gotta.
Okay. Now, for me, I know that there's also a random fact that Miss Dupree was in Step Up 3.
Yes.
And I wanted to ask you, for the fans and for myself, where did the name original GATA, which GATA is Spanish for cat, where did that originate from?
Whew. Well, let's take the drama out of that whole answer, and just say, because there's a whole big thing behind that where I had to, get my name copyrighted and whatnot. I've always had an affinity for cats. I grew up, loving cats, and it's just, I prefer cats. I love cats. So one of my fans from, I can't remember where it was in Spain, actually nicknamed me Gata. And that's where it actually stuck, because I said, why are you calling me Gata? And he said, it's Spanish for cat. It's, and I was like, I really like that, because people used to just call me Cat. That was my nickname for years. But I thought Gata had a much better ring to it. So that was pretty much how I became Gata. There's another Gata out there, and things went crazy. So I had to distinguish myself from that Gata by calling myself the original Gata. And that's how that name came about. And then we have a comic book now, and the comic book is patterned after, I consider the original Gata to be like my alter ego. So the character is based on my alter ego, the original Gata. And she's a cat person. She's like an anti-hero as well. It's a really wild story, but that's pretty much how I got that name. And I love Gata. I'm not so sold on like the original Gata, but I have to use it that way to distinguish myself, because if you just Google Gata, so much comes up, like companies and corporations and a whole bunch of people. Mm-hmm. So the original Gata stands out more than that. So that's pretty much how I got that name.
Yeah. Just to let you know, let you know too, Monique, before we bringing more callers. First result from Google typing in GATA, Gold Antitrust Action Community.
Right.
And then
which is one of the reasons why. Yes, which is one of the reasons why the original GATA had much more of a ring, even though sometimes people confuse me with someone else that comes up in that search as well, but we look nothing alike, so people should be able to distinguish the two of us apart. So
yes.
Yeah.
Thank you much for that. Also, too, fan just texted in and said, Shin, sing Eastside High again. Stop being scared, be a man. That is from Chance Young.
That sound like Babe Mel would say something like that.
No, it's not. Don't put it out there like that. That was Chance Young. Also, I don't know if you know this, Monique, but internet slang GATA means get after that's ass is also the internet slang for GATA. So I'm not sure if you know
wow. Okay. Thank you for sharing that with me.
Yeah, thank you, fans of Under the Mat Radio, sending me these texts and Facebooks. All right, we're going to bring in area code 443. Welcome to Under the Mat Radio with Screen Queen.
Hello.
Yes.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Hello, yes.
Is this my child?
Hello, Mother.
Oh, my God. Hello, other half of the Double Duprees. How are you?
How are you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm wonderful. You look gorgeous today, by the way.
Thank you much.
So I was listening, and I was quite entertained, and I always love when you sing, by the way. But first of all, I'm mad that you recognize my voice.
Yes, of course. I'm your mother.
Of course. But anyway, I did have a legitimate question. I was wondering for you, because I know what it's like for me, what it's like to be a valet with your daughter.
Oh, well, that's absolutely an amazing experience, because you already know that when this whole thing first started, I started valeting, by myself, which was okay, but something was missing, and then you got added, and then we started doing it together, and I think we kind of hit on something that's pretty rare, in the business. You have a nice mother-daughter, ballet team, and I don't think that words can really describe how good that makes me feel and how confident it makes me feel when we walk out there together. And we're already in tune and in sync, so we have an advantage that a lot of other people don't have already. So I absolutely love it.
Aw.
Wow.
I think it helps that we're both Black, and you don't really see that very often.
That's true.
To the fact that it's very rare to see a mother-daughter combo out there. I think the only other one I can think of is Paige and her mom.
Right.
And
I don't think I can think of anybody else.
Yeah,
wow.
and I mean, they're not even a tag team right now. They're in different promotions.
Right, you're right, and we're together. And then there's that other small thing that's not so small, which is why we're called the Double Duprees in the first place. So, there's
family
always
affair.
That. That always helps. But I feel like it's a combination, of everything, and it just makes me feel really good. And I thank you for asking that question, because, I had concerns about whether you enjoyed coming out with your mom, but when we do this together, I just see you as my partner, in a different way, because you're already my best friend, so,
Aw.
Well, thank you, daughter of GATA. Yes.
No problem.
Thank you, daughter
Thank you,
of GATA.
baby.
Thank you much.
Can she stay on the line?
I love you more. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Wow. Oh, that was
everybody,
sweet.
that was daughter of GATA.
Monique Dupree.
Yes. You never know what happens here Under the Mat Radio.
Yeah.
As NSC mentions that also, you and your daughter also Black and only Black mother-daughter tandem. We're the only all-Black wrestling radio show out there that's successful that's won awards as international and national fans. So we are making history. All making history. And they're right in the
Yes, we are.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. Stick with us. You already.
I
love the part when he said making history. I love that part.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. That is something we started the show over 2 years ago. That's a hashtag NSC started. We kept hashtag was making history. So
I love it.
Unfortunately, God, I have the same problem that you have. My name is NSC Game Boy, and if I just call myself Game Boy, because a lot of people are like, why don't you just call yourself Game Boy? Well, Nintendo owns the word Game Boy for this system, so I can't go in entertainment and it's a stage name as Game Boy, so I call myself NSC Game Boy, and which is completely fine because it's explaining like NSC is its own platform, and this is Game Boy. So I know the problems that arises when you're trying to get the paperwork and everything. It seems like it's easy, but it's definitely hurdles you have to jump. But
well, I was fortunate enough to be able to do that, so I was happy about that. Make myself legit.
Well, I congratulate you first and foremost, and secondly, we can also congratulate ourselves because we are also an official LLC. As you're speaking under the mat.
Congratulations.
So, thank you. My next question to you is, of course, by us all speaking and we're all black, what is some of the pitfalls that have encountered with you trying to get certain parts and everything with you being black?
That is the pitfall. It's seriously. Sometimes, it's an unspoken thing most of the time and very rarely a spoken thing. But I find myself, fighting so much harder. It shouldn't be this way, and I don't like to say it, but if it's true, so I have to say it because it's true.
If the shoe fits.
I have a much harder time getting roles because I get passed over for like a more classic look, or I just don't fit the bill. First of all, I don't even fit the bill of what they consider to be what an average black woman looks like when they're like looking for roles and whatnot. I was recently told that I was a little too pretty for the role and I should take some new headshots being ordinary, like as ordinary as I possibly can.
What?
Even though I'm a chameleon, so I change up my looks often. Hair color, eye color. I've gained weight for roles. I've shaved my head core. I've shaved my head for roles. I do what's necessary, but it's so hard, getting work. So instead of, I don't complain about it. What I do is I just try to, build my own doors to go through because sometimes you can't kick down that door. So I have to create my own and get in there, which is why I have my own comic book, which is why I've, directed and produced my first horror short because I have to make a name for myself by creating that name for myself so that people know I'm serious because it's really hard getting in that door. And my big bro told me, sis, you got to work harder. You got to be hungrier for it, because you're going to run into these things and you just have to keep working hard and you can't give up. And I get discouraged a lot because, I see roles and I'm like, people go, oh, you're perfect for this or whatever. And then it's kind of like, oh, you're not quite what we were looking for, because they'll talk to me on the telephone and think that I guess that I'm not black. That's happened to me a couple of times.
Oh, yeah, get that all the time.
So it's one of those things. Yeah, it gets hard, but I just always say, never give up because I've been doing this since I was 13 years old, and I earn a living doing this, and I have 10 children. So if I can do that,
wow,
then anybody can.
Shout out to all the kids, all the GATAs, all the little GATAs out there.
And my babies, that's my biggest fan club right there. They support everything that I do, and if it wasn't for their support, I couldn't go out there and do what I do.
also, T, if you don't mind me saying, is a couple of our assistants informed me of this, and I saw it. Shout out to one of your daughters who had the picture of Spider-Man on your Twitter.
Yes,
that's cosplaying as Spider-Man.
Yes, that's Karma. That's my soon-to-be 14-year-old. All of my children, first of all, one of the reasons why I feel like they're cool is because they love wrestling and they're geeks. I feel like we raised them right. So
sound like us.
Because they all love wrestling, and they're all like comic geeks, sci-fi geeks, and Karma loves to dress up. So any outfits I get, I have a lot of costumes at home. So she'll dress up. She'll walk to the store. She just feel like she want to wear this today, and that's what she's going to do. And I don't knock it at all. She's a performer. So, I feel like putting on this Spider-Man costume. Okay. That's what it is. I was out here with the Dark Phoenix costume on last week.
Ooh.
So it's what we do.
Speaking of screens, and NSC Game Boy, I'll definitely be able to remember this because you don't know, Monique, me and NSC Game Boy have been friends for about 21 years. And remember the X-Men cartoon back on Fox? You remember doing the Dark Phoenix saga when Dark Phoenix was doing all that screaming?
Yeah.
I remember watching that. I never said this. I remember watching this at my grandfather's house on Fox. And then my aunts, shout out to my Aunt Rose, was like, why is that lady screaming like that? What's wrong with her? And it was hilarious because she had that big old scream. And it seems like that's all Dark Phoenix did around that whole Dark Phoenix saga was scream. And she didn't do nothing else.
Yeah. Well, I definitely did not do that because it was for photos. But yeah, I do remember that. I used to watch the cartoon. I'm a big fan of a lot of sci-fi, and I got introduced to comics via my husband. So he's like one of the biggest geeks, and we use that term proudly. There's nothing to be ashamed of, or it's not demeaning. We're just proud geeks in our geekdom and our geek home. This is just how we are. But I love to cosplay other characters. I did Storm, and I bought a new Storm costume, and I plan on doing Michonne soon. From The Walking Dead.
Walking Dead.
Oh yeah.
Right.
Yeah, we love it.
I'm working on that. I've been working on that for a while because I got to get it right. I can't just throw something on and go, I'm doing this. I have to make sure it's right. I have to make sure the attitude is right. I have to make sure of all of that. So it's actually one of the things that gets me movie roles, oddly enough. So I go to audition, but I don't get stuff. But people see photos of my versatility on Instagram, and it gets me an instantaneous audition to something. So that's why I keep on doing what I do. Like, I do post a lot of photos, but there's a method behind my madness because, I post that and I show different pictures, and whatnot to show, look, I can create these different looks. Now give me a chance and see if I have the talent behind the look. Just give me one shot. That's all.
True
hustle. That's pretty much how I do that.
There you go. That's how you hustle, ladies and gentlemen.
Speaking of geeks, locally, I'm a big anime fan, and I've been going to Otakon for about 12 years. When I asked, do you go to Otakon here, locally in Baltimore? And if so, do you have any memories of it?
I have not been able to catch one because I'm always out of town every time Otakon happens, specifically Otakon, because I don't get any work in Baltimore. I travel out a lot. It's really crazy that I know that there's a lot of things going on around here, both big and small, yet I always get called out, to the Midwest or, to New York or what have you. So every time something is going on, like almost any convention here, I was only able to catch one tattoo convention here where I was a guest. I keep missing the cons in Baltimore, and I just think it's sad. I would love to be able to, go either as a guest or a fan and just make it, take a couple of my kids where we could dress up together and just enjoy ourselves.
Right.
But
we want
I
to
work
try to
a
change
lot.
that.
Yeah, I work a lot, and I mean, I don't apologize for it. I mean, I'm doing what I have to do to make sure that, everything's good for my family, but I do work a whole heck of a lot, and ever since I've, taken on the role of valet, among other things, I've been working a lot more, and I'm blessed for that. And I again have to thank, Tommy for that, because he's helped me immensely with so much. So I'm happy to be working. It's just that it's not in Baltimore almost ever.
I don't blame you.
Yeah.
When I work in Baltimore or the surrounding areas, I just can't find any work around here.
Yeah, it's just Baltimore. When it comes to Baltimore, you just be like, we know. It's the unspoken truth. We know.
Yeah, we travel outside.
Nothing personal or nothing, but we know.
No,
we know.
It's the fact that Monique, I'm an actor too, and when I first moved to Baltimore, it was like a drought here, and it picked back up in 2012. So I rarely get emails to go out and do stuff. I get the usual like Beep and House of Cards and things of that nature. So all of my casting call emails are in D.C. And it's just weird to me because Baltimore is like a town that you can film. I don't know what's wrong with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have no idea. It's like I'm almost always in Virginia or New York, Chicago area, something to that effect, and sometimes LA. But, I apply for things that come up in Baltimore and I never get cast. Then I'll get cast somewhere else. So I'm like, okay, well, I guess I can't work in Baltimore, apparently. But that's okay because I live here and I love where I live. So, I'm good with that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we know
cool.
most of our travels for business has been away from Baltimore. So we definitely do understand that. We gotta change that though. Baltimore gotta support more of our own local stars.
Yeah, it would be nice
people.
if they did that because it would really be nice. I mean, I'm from Newark, New Jersey, and I don't even live there anymore, and I get more love and support, from my hometown than I do, in Baltimore, and I've been here in Baltimore now for 19 years.
Yeah.
So that's pretty much half of my life because I'm 40 years old. So I still can't seem to get any steady anything here. The work that I've gotten, I brought here when I was like doing my film and whatnot. We shot here a couple of days. But other than that, I don't do anything here. I get photo shoots, so I occasionally get paid photo shoots because, sometimes people don't want to pay. And then other times, if you just have a photographer you want to work with because, he or she is just that good, then you just do a barter type situation. But I get a little bit of photography work out here. But other than that, I get nothing. So I'm always
we
gone.
support each other. We here Under the Mat Radio, Under the Mat Communications LLC. We support you definitely. We know you got our back too. So just
Indeed, and we
gotta
gotta meet up
that.
at City Cafe and talk and brainstorm over some good food and some virgin mojitos or something.
Well, Shannon be the one drinking the virgin mojitos. That's his drink of choice. Yeah, she said. Yeah,
like I said, I live there. They all know me there, so because I just been coming for so long, and we should just hook up and do that. Share some information, support each other. I would love that.
Well, actually, I have an invitation also.
What was that?
I have an invitation also, even though this is going to be a cheap plug. Okay.
Okay.
This will be a cheap plug, but tomorrow, Under the Mat Radio will be at the Baltimore Comedy Factory.
Is that
and
right?
It will be our honor if you grace us with your presence.
Wow. What time does this start?
8 o'clock, and the comedian is Affion Crockett.
Did I get that in my email?
No,
I'm not sure.
Send it to you.
But yes, please do send it to me. I'm preparing to fly out to Chicago the next day, but I can sleep on the plane. So
sure,
I would love to.
Okay. All right. Well, there you go.
So just shoot me over the information.
All right.
Other than Matt Radio, Ghetto Fusion was the original GATA.
We need that Full House music. Remember back on Full House?
We did.
The show.
You know what? We might actually be able to insert that while we still have her on the Full House music. Might be able to play that for you before we let you go later on, if that's fine with you.
That's fine with
everywhere
me.
You look,
yeah.
Everywhere there's a heart.
Speaking of, now she wants to sing. You don't want to sing Eastside High, but you want to sing Full House.
No, I know the song.
Okay. You know that.
Speaking of random news, Monique, what we do here, of course, they tend to call it random text because I do have random news a lot. But I'm not sure if you know, Monique, that Jesse from Full House just announced that they're doing a spin-off series on Netflix called Fuller House. It's going to be a 13-episode series. Yes.
Yeah,
starts next year. So we wanted to know, since Full House is brought up in this Game Boy, what are your thoughts, Monique, on the Fuller House spin-off of Full House?
I don't think they can recreate the 80s and 90s of television.
But people are trying so hard to recreate everything to capture that feel, and most of the time it's unsuccessful. I'm not sure I'm interested. In that, I like to support things, but sometimes enough is enough, and I don't need I have my own Fuller House. I don't think I need to watch anybody else's. I think I'm good.
Fuller House starring the original GATA.
Yeah. Actually, she lives. I mean, is it okay to say this, Monique? You live in a Full House yourself.
Yeah, I do, because I have a big family. I mean, 2 of my children live elsewhere in Baltimore. But, I have 8 of my children here, and my son-in-law and my brother and the drummer in the band. So with my husband. So we have a completely full house. So that's why I said I'm good. I have a Fuller House. I win. So, it's good.
We have a random text from a fan. I'm trying to get the name. Saltine, one of our crew members, said, Shin, you like them sweet and tangy, which is why you like the Virgin Mojitos.
Wow.
Actually,
that's horrible.
Yeah, that's a big call. Hey, I got to ask you this, Gata. I have to ask you this. Now, have you seen the latest? I tagged you in the video, but have you seen the latest road trip vlog that I have done?
No, I have not.
Okay, well, Saltine loves lemons because they're so sweet and tart.
Yes, he does.
So,
he's a lemon lover.
Yeah, and when he makes the face, just back up away from the computer when he does.
Well, I'm a lemon lover too.
Hey, there you go. Hashtag lemon lover.
I do.
Lover of lemon.
I use lemon in everything. I use lemon on my body. I love lemon. We're not getting sexual here. I'm just saying.
No.
We understand.
I'm just thinking of wounds.
It's an astringent, so it's really good, and it also helps to blend your skin. When you have like darker patches on your body, if you use the lemon, it helps to even it out. So
it helps
I do a lot of that, herbal or natural type things, and it's so I believe it because I'm trying to keep I have to compete with like 20-year-olds, and I'm 40, so I have to make sure I keep my body and my skin intact, but naturally. So I do a lot of those different things to try to, because I'm not for, Botox and, implant asses and, all of that
booty
stuff. So I do squats and I put egg whites on my face and stuff like that. So, I try the natural way of things.
Well, there you go. Natural remedies from the original GATA.
I love natural remedies.
Everybody knows this stuff. It's all accessible via Google, but a lot of people just are apprehensive about using stuff like that, or they want a quick fix. I know that things take time, so you just have to be patient and just keep doing it, just like with anything else.
Okay, we have a question. We have a question from a female fan. She wants to know. Shout out to Princess Peach. She says, "GATA, how do you maintain a marriage, big family, in your career?"
With lots of red wine. Because sometimes it's really rough. I would never say it's impossible because I'm doing it, but if you don't have the support of the people that surround you, everything is going to fall apart. My husband understands what I do for a living. He supports it. It's a little tough being away from home so much, but I'm away from home because I'm building something better for my children as well as opening the doors for them. So since they have that understanding and they grow up with that understanding, that makes things a little bit easier. But at the same time, it's harder for me because I have 3 online stores, and then and then I have to manage the house, with everybody, and then I have to travel so much. And then the kids have dance and all of that stuff that they do because they want to follow their dreams too. So it's almost impossible sometimes, and sleep is not something that I do a lot of, and I'm trying to change that. But it's a hard balance, but it can be done if you have patience and bottles of Pinot Noir.
Wow.
There you go. Princess Peach also had a second question. She said, what natural products do you like the most?
Coconut oil is one of my favorite things on this planet because you can use it for almost everything, your hair, your teeth, your skin. You can ingest it for, inner health. I love coconut oil, and I keep lots of it around, and I take it with me everywhere I go. I add sugar to it when I do want to do a scrub with it.
Nice.
Coconut oil is definitely something that you should always have. When I do fry things lightly, I use coconut oil, which is rare, but that's the oil that I use. So that is my favorite natural product ever.
Nice.
All right.
I have a question.
Go ahead.
Now, coconut oil, which is good, but GATA, I want you to tell me what you think about eucalyptus.
I'm not a huge user of eucalyptus. I do like it, but I find that, like, when I drink it, I get this high kind of feeling that I don't like. I don't know.
Really?
I really do. I don't know if it's my sensitive self because I am quite sensitive in my older age now. But it's not something that I use a lot, but I do have a eucalyptus oil that I use for my feet. Seems to work really well, and it smells really good. That's one thing I like about eucalyptus. It smells so good. It's almost like calming.
Yes, it is.
Which I think is probably where that high feeling comes from when I'm drinking the tea. Because it's really it's super relaxing, and I'm not used to, like, a lot of foreign things, pills and stuff like that. So I think that's why that affects me that way. So I don't use it as much, but I do have a eucalyptus oil that I use like just for my feet, because I have so many different things that I use for different body parts to try to keep myself together for as long as possible so I don't fall apart. But I do like it.
Well, I will say that I do keep eucalyptus candles all over my house, just in case, like day at work, or just coming down off of something, or even use it while I'm sleeping. But the oil, it is good for your feet. It makes it almost like a brighter color sometimes. So it does well for the soul. Because a lot of
you're using on your feet.
So I use eucalyptus everywhere.
I just use it on my feet because I just love coconut oil. It's like I said, it's my thing because it works for me, but it's probably too, I don't have super oily skin, so I can use that. But like when I use, you have to be very careful. I don't want to tell people this and then y'all go use it in the shower and then you fall and break your neck and then say it's GATA's fault, okay? Don't do that. But sometimes, sometimes I use a little bit of coconut oil with the sugar, but I use more sugar than coconut oil to kind of make it congeal. And then I use it as a scrub, and when I get out of the shower, I don't even need lotion because it's just that automatic shine, that moisture. And that's one of the things that I love because I get to skip a step except for the eucalyptus oil that I put on my feet. And then just leave it at that. So I do that sometimes as an exfoliant in the shower, and I don't even need to lotion with anything because it's so nice. So it works for me.
Hashtag on coconut oil.
Yes. That is my saving grace right there. I really tell you, when I say I have at least 13 to 14 bottles in the house right now, I'm seriously not joking.
Okay.
I love this stuff.
Go out to the GATA house. You'll have coconut oil full on deck. Won't ever run out at all.
I need that for dry skin.
Indeed, I can't deal with dry skin. My hands get dry so much because I work out and using the gloves and everything, and my hands just kind of dry out faster than anything else. So I always carry a little bit of coconut oil with me, and I get calluses sometimes. So my hands kind of tell my age, but I like to work out. So
well,
it is what it is.
Speaking of hands, there's a hand cream called Utterly Smooth. It's by Cal Utters, because I'm a musician too, and I'm a computer technician, so I work a lot with my hands, and I have a lot of calluses on my hands, but it's a white cream called Utterly Smooth that works well on your hands as well.
I know that cream.
Oh, you do?
Why
is
he laughing at you?
I don't know. She's talking about his feet and everything
you
else.
You don't like soft hands?
No.
Yeah, you don't like soft hands?
I have a scrub. I use a hand scrub on my hand, so that's made out of eucalyptus also. Because
so
sometimes we go out to these.
Basically, you bathe in eucalyptus while I bathe in coconut oil.
Basically, I'm a metrosexual, so I got to admit to it.
The question is, Monique wanted to know, do you like soft hands?
I do.
I did ask that. Okay.
Yeah.
I do. I keep my hands.
I didn't know if you liked it rough, and that's why you didn't laugh. So you was like, I just like it rough, so, I thought that's why it was funny. I was just asking.
This is Baltimore. You can't meet a woman. You can't meet a woman with rough hands. If a woman got rough hands, she got an Adam's apple.
Wait a minute. You gonna stop on that Baltimore stuff? You ain't even from here, son. You gonna stop on that? Don't be saying all that much on that.
It happens everywhere.
Everywhere. Right. Make sure you relax your back too with them soft hands.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, the only time you catch me with rough hands is when I just came from the gym and I'm sitting in City Cafe and ordering my glass of wine and taking out my coconut oil to make sure my hands are not rough anymore. But, I come straight from the gym and go get my food from there, but my hands are always rough when I leave from there. And even wearing the gloves and stuff, it's just that I zone out and I go hard because I'm trying to, I'm trying to get in tip-top shape for this whole House of Hardcore thing.
Oh, yeah.
July the 18th. So I've been working out even more so than normal, but my hands are paying for it dearly right now. So when I do encounter my rough hands, I remedy that right away. So.
Yeah, I love the scrub, though.
Well, I have one last question I want to ask GATA before we let her go. With you have accomplished so much, being in acting and music and now wrestling and a parent and, a wife. What do you think your biggest achievement has been so far?
My biggest achievement has definitely been my children. And I do mean that wholeheartedly. It's hard to explain, but and it sounds corny, but it's so true. They have given me life all over again, and they help me to realize that anything is possible. Like, my babies, that they're so talented, and I'm in awe of that whole thing. I wouldn't be the person that I am right now without having each and every one of them. So, my biggest accomplishment would be my children collectively, even my rogue daughter who ran off for a little while. They're all, they're all in there because they make me the person that I am right now, and I wouldn't have it any other way. They help me to continue my drive to be in the entertainment industry, because as I started having children, I stopped acting because I figured you're supposed to just be a mother and you're not supposed to do this. And my children were the ones that pushed me to keep doing what I love to do, because they're going to be here and they're going to be by my side. So I couldn't be in this position right now, and they are my biggest accomplishment and my biggest blessing for being able to do everything that I do right now.
That's wonderful.
Shout out.
Thank you, guys.
Shout out to them. There's another. Hold on, Shin. Okay. There's another caller that he's been waiting on hold for a while. Area code 443. Welcome to Under the Mat Radio with the original GATA. Area code 443. You are live.
Hello.
Not sure what happened.
Hello.
Okay.
Call dropped. Not sure what happened. He was waiting. Sorry, fan, if you can, try to call back for the next 5 minutes if you want to speak to GATA. GATA, I want to ask you, too. I want to give a shout-out to one of my favorite, I feel he's underrated, horror movie idols, Angus Scrimm, otherwise known as Tall Man from Phantasm.
Yes.
Had a chance to work with him. I believe the movie called Satan Hates You. Can you tell us about the kind of person he is and how I was working with him?
I only got to briefly work with him, but he's just basically a nice guy. I didn't even get to work on set with him. I just got a chance to meet him because we all did our scenes separately. It's how the filming goes sometimes. So sometimes you're in a movie with somebody and you never even get to see them. But, I did have the pleasure of meeting him, and he's just a humble guy. And I've found that a lot of guys that you look at, especially like the horror guys, Doug Bradley from Hellraiser, one of the sweetest men. And then you look at him on TV and it's like he's, killing people and sticking pins in heads and stuff. My brother, Tony Todd plays Candyman and everything else, and he's the sweetest, most humble guy that you would ever meet. I mean, a lot of these guys are like that, and Angus Scrimm was no different. It makes you humble. They're not one of those people that's like, I'm a celebrity, and that's what I love about people like him, is that he still is very humble and very appreciative, and remembers the things that he had to do to get here, and the people, the fans, that's the most important thing. People forget in their celebrity, forget that the fans are what brought them to the point that they're at right now. And I love humble people. So for that, I really like him. I just didn't get to know him, you know.
Right.
That's wonderful.
Oh, man. The caller did call back, so hopefully they can be live. You're live now. Area code 443 with the original GATA.
Yes. Hi, how you doing? Big fan, huge fan. I want to know what's next, because I follow you on Instagram, and you always talk about your brand. What's next for your brand?
What's your name, caller?
New Soul Blended.
Yes, I knew this was you little. Okay.
Another family member?
Yes, another family member. What was your question, fool?
What is next for your brand?
What about my brand now?
What's next for you? Because you're doing so much. And first off, I'm very proud of you. Like, words cannot express what it means to have you as a sister. And I've been listening to the radio, listening to Nay, and you make me so proud just to call you sister. You do. And I just as a fan.
See me in the Full House music.
Yeah, we did.
I'm the King of Gibbler. I'm the King of Gibbler.
I appreciate that. And just so you guys know, he tells me this all the time. It's not even just radio. He'll just randomly text me to let me know that he appreciates me and, you know, he loves what I'm doing and he supports everything that I do. What's next for my brand? I'm not even really sure because I'm producing so much. I have plans to produce another movie. Tommy Dreamer starred in my last short that's just being completed now called Shadowhunters Devil's Feet. And it'll be out soon. And I plan on doing another one. I'm producing many of comic books and trying to marry wrestling talent with comics to create something bigger with that's like on an independent level but bigger, you know, where it's not like WWE or something to that effect.
You don't speak of that name.
Yes, I know. Them who shall not be named. Let's just say that. But I have a lot of big plans. I just have to continue to push hard like, you know, I'm already doing, and hopefully I'll be able to, you know, I'll be able to be happy with what I produce, and I can help some other people at the same time because that's what I like to do. I like to uplift people, you know, while building my brand at the same time because nothing is ever just about me, ever. So I'm hoping that I can do that. I have some big plans. I just have to keep it moving forward and up.
Yes, and you do that very, very well. Yes.
Thank you.
What is your name again?
Just call me Blended.
This is Mr. Sir Blended. He likes to come to my house and make these crazy alcoholic drinks that have everybody sick the next day. So we call him Sir Blended because, and he'll pass it out to people, but he won't drink it. So I told him the next time he's gonna drink.
That was one time. Now I drank my own poison. And I'm
you gonna feed it
I'm
to me.
Wolverine.
You gonna drink it.
That'd be a good tagline for a horror movie.
Yeah, it is.
A guy goes to parties and purposely get people sick and kill them.
Get you sick.
Hey.
That'd be a good tagline for a movie.
That sounds like
may have something there.
Oh,
hey,
my goodness.
That's
awesome.
Well, while you on it, let's talk about your favorite drinks. Since you like making people sick, Blended. What's your top few drinks to make?
This is about my sister. This is about me. Huh?
Yeah, you calling it now. So
I like sour apple martinis personally, but I also love Patron, but I can't drink Patron because the first time I ever drank Patron at the club my husband had to put my clothes back on and get me off of the bar.
Wow.
And take me home, and I was in D.C., so I think it's safe to say that I get really hot when I drink Patron, and so I started taking my clothes off, and
Patron.
so like and I drank a lot of it because I didn't know, so it wasn't just like I took a couple of shots. I'm not a lightweight. I drank a lot.
God is kryptonite, Patron.
Yeah, there's that challenge between me and you that we have never done yet. So yes.
All right, you gonna hush your mouth because I could drink you under any table. So we not going there.
Hey, like I said, I love you. Bring it on.
Okay, y'all can hang up on him now and just say,
we all right. We're about to hang up on him. Blended, real quick, since you're an alcohol drink guy, what are your thoughts, Blended, on virgin mojitos?
There's no such thing as a virgin mojito? Are you serious?
Yes.
That's an insult to you being a bartender. That's an insult.
Sir Blended.
Is sugar and water and mint leaf. For all that, you're drinking mint water. It's mint Kool-Aid.
There you go.
Strawberry mango.
And the soul burn.
Sir Blended.
Look, we going to do Blended. Monique, what we do, we get to meet up with you soon. Hopefully you can bring Blended. We all can hang out.
Ooh, Jesus.
Blended, hopefully you enjoy the show, man. Keep listening.
I'm calling him out tomorrow.
I'll see you guys tomorrow.
If I did not have to work, I would be there and get you all highly inebriated and laugh.
Yeah,
wait,
he's a workaholic too. So
hey,
I don't drink.
Here.
Here.
Yes.
Here.
All right.
You talking all that.
We look forward to seeing you tomorrow, Blended. Definitely. #Blended.
If I could get off work, I definitely would. But it will be a time when we will all meet up and you will understand why I am the blended one.
Well, you'll definitely see me tomorrow, but I won't be blending any drinks. So
no, she will just be
relaxing.
My wonderful.
You're gonna be relaxing that.
Understandable.
You're gonna be relaxing everybody's back with them drinks.
Well, Blended, thanks for calling, man. Take care of yourself.
Thank you all for having me.
Thank you.
Thanks much, man. I got one more caller. Area code 973. You're live with the Screen Queen.
Hi. This is a fan calling in for Miss GATA. We just wanted to say that we love your work and we're very proud of you.
Are you kidding me now?
Okay. Is this more family members?
Hello, Diva. How are you?
Hi, darling.
Can we get your name?
Y'all just basically got all my family and answered their calls.
It's a family reunion.
It's a family affair.
Family affair.
I was just calling to say that we are very proud of you and your hard work, and I have been watching you since you started acting, and I wanted you to know that your hard work doesn't go unnoticed, and you are very loved, and we are so excited to see, the steps that are coming for you and the big things that are coming in the future, and I am just honored to be along for the ride, and I love you, and just letting you know.
Aww.
I love you too.
Aww.
Thank you so much.
Aww.
And I had one other thing to say. Not Lloyd Kaufman.
Just shut up. Hang up on her too. She unruly.
Do you want to explain that, Monique, about the last comment you made?
What she said? Not Lloyd Kaufman.
Yeah.
Well, we have this funny thing about Lloyd Kaufman because pretty much every time we would say his name, he would show up at a convention, or because that was my girlfriend Diva, who I just call her my sister girl. She would go with me to a lot of conventions, especially earlier on in Fangoria or whatever. So he would pop up, or we would be, talking about him, and he would pop up on TV, and then it was not Lloyd Kaufman. So we just created this thing where we just go, not Lloyd Kaufman, because, I told you he has, like, this big personality, and it's just one of those little silly things that started when we were drinking alcohol and kind of just continued on. I guess you had to be there to actually enjoy that. But we talk about Lloyd a lot because I really appreciate what he has done for me, in my career. He gave me my first, horror film, even though I didn't win the contest that I was in for Fangoria. So he kind of introduced the horror genre to me, I should say. And then they were very well receptive to it, and I started doing a lot of work, and, that was largely due to Lloyd. So we just have that little thing that we do. But this is what I meant when I say my family. I can't do it without the support of my family, and it's both my blood family and family that I created that are just really, really strong and in my corner and there for me. I couldn't do it without the strong support system that I have. I'm blessed to have that.
Well, Gata, before we let you, we do have a surprise for you.
Uh-oh. What? What?
Full house thing.
What is that?
Full house
Whatever happened to you?
Playing the Full House thing.
Evening TV.
Everywhere you look.
You want to say that again?
Wow.
There you go.
Wow.
Just for you.
Wow, guys, really?
Yes.
Hey,
it was requested.
Real quick, I have to say this. Gata, as of 2015, you are the first female guest that we have on our show.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Random fact.
That's amazing.
Real talk.
Yes.
And a wonderful guest.
Thank you, and I'm really appreciative of you guys having me on your show. I look forward to future endeavors because I got a couple of ideas. We need to get together. I mean, and like really support each other. I have some ideas, and I'll talk to you guys tomorrow when I see you. But I'm like I said, I'm always about uplifting one another because we don't do that enough in our community,
especially in Baltimore.
Especially in Baltimore.
I will mention that I believe the Comedy Factory is Thursday. Am I right?
Thursday at 8 p.m.
It's Thursday.
Wait, it's Thursday? I thought it was tomorrow.
I thought it was tomorrow.
Thursday.
No, Thursday.
No.
Oh.
She has to leave on Thursday. She said
that just throws everything out. Gosh. Well, okay.
Bad intel.
Incident. Maybe we can talk.
I mean, we can still
set something up. We can all talk.
We should still meet up.
Yeah.
We can definitely. I mean, if you guys want to just meet up tomorrow, I'm good for that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's do that.
Okay.
We can do that. We'll take care of that after.
Hit me up.
We'll take care of that off air.
Oh, plug party. I give her a plug party before we let her go.
Yes. Go ahead and do your plug party, Monique. Go plug everything that you need to.
Well, the biggest thing I'm plugging right now is, I want you guys to keep eyes on houseofhardcore.net for more details about the show in Toronto on July the 18th. I will be there with my other half of the Double Duprees, and we will be managing Vic Delicious. Also, I didn't talk about it much, but I have a clothing store for all sizes and men and women. It's called LizBoutiqueOnline.com. You can buy signed autographs of mine as well as my comic book and my movies from Monique Dupree Shop.com. And a lot of the times I throw in free autographs because I'm just so grateful to have such a support system. I have a good fan base, and I love my fans, so I try to help take care of them too. And then I just have my Twitter. My Twitter and my Instagram are both the original Gata, so that's how you can find me through most social media. and you'll be able to find my Facebook fan page that way as well. So I hope to see you guys on social media because I always connect with my fans. I always answer questions. I do the fitness thing, so, let's talk.
Oh, yeah.
Right. All right. With that being said, the original GATA, the original Screen Queen, Monique Dupree, thank you much for your time. Hashtag coconut oil. Hashtag love of lemons. Thank you much.
Sir
We'll
blended.
be talking to you. Hashtag blended. Thank you much for coming on to the show. We will talk to you off air more probably later tonight, and we'll discuss everything about tomorrow. But thank you much for being on today.
And thank you guys for having me. I appreciate
it.
No problem.
Take care and tell your family. Take care. You have some wonderful family and friends.
Yes.
Supporters.
Thank you. I will do. They're crazy, but they're wonderful.
Yeah.
Yes. Thanks much.
Problem.
We'll talk to you
very
soon.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.
Everybody, that was the original Screen Queen, the original GATA, government Monique Moon.
What in the world?
Monique Dupree. Is that Shin? Is that you, Shin, moving around? Trying to catch your breath again?
No.
Was it
No,
that
I was
NSC?
just...
Is that you?
No, that's not me. I'm
I'm
standing
sure what that is. Okay. Would you say NSC?
I stand and walk. When I'm on the air, ladies and gentlemen, the boy walks while he's on the air. Yes, my mind walks and my body follows. That's how you get to your destination. Always remember.
Kinship.
Yeah. So,
yeah.
On with the show.
But, yes, with that being said, thanks to Monique Dupree for being a great guest. Thank you much for her family, the GATA family. Everybody for calling in for support. Thanks much for Cheeky, Saltine, Princess Peach for your questions. So, yes, tomorrow we will have a meeting with the original GATA herself. We will, of course, update you all on talking business and coming up with ideas to support each other. So that being said, before we get on with the show, I want to send our heartfelt condolences to one of our crew members, our co-correspondent, Toph. Toph recently lost a family member, so we just want to send our condolences on behalf of Under the Mat Radio and on behalf of Under the Mat Communications LLC. We all just want to send our condolences, our prayers, and love to you, Toph. So you will be back next week. I talked to him earlier today, so he said the Toph Rage will be back next week. So, but yeah, much love to you, buddy.
Stay up,
time
man.
With your family, and just stay up, buddy. Stay up on that. NSC Game Boy, your words and thoughts on having the original GATA.
She's a beautiful person, and you can tell someone who's just really, truly humble and really appreciates, and of course in show business, it's so cutthroat and ruthless. She really has a good support group, and her kids and her husband and her family, stand by you and everything. That's wonderful, because one thing I learned is that there's a time where the phone call is going to stop, and the praise is going to stop. So you got to cherish these moments and stuff. It gets hard out there. You lose your way. So I can't wait till tomorrow when we have the meeting and get to let the fans know.
Yes, it is hard out there. I don't know why you said that, NSC. I thought you was going to say it's hard out there for a pimp. But
no, that's what they institutionalize your brain to think. No,
exactly.
Pimps don't work hard. Pimps don't work. They get other people to do their job. You know that?
If you're a real pimp, you don't have to work hard.
Yeah,
you work
real
hard,
pimps
you
don't
doing
work.
It right.
And
real pimps had them big old rings and them glasses. Guy had the official pimp glass. You ever watch the documentary on Netflix? Where the pimp sat down, you got that. What's that? That older black lady
American
make the pimp mugs. Yeah, the American Pimp. Plug in Netflix now. Watch it, American Pimp. Anybody on the Under the Mat Radio crew that haven't watched it, that's your homework. Watch American Pimp.
Homie.
Yes, it did. As my phone, text phone is lighting up after having got it on. So many people are tweeting and favoriting and retweeting the episode today.
Yes.
Shinbleed, your thoughts?
Actually, she's a very, very beautiful soul. I mean, it was a great conversation. We didn't talk a lot of wrestling. We did a lot of pop culture, and it was just excellent. I mean, honestly, I think she took over the whole show.
You got to take over. Got to take over. And with that, fans, as you know, she came on. She did a great job. So much stuff to talk about. We still definitely have to do a part. We might have to just have a whole mini-series with her because she's done so much in the business. There's still much to talk about her work in movies, her career in wrestling, her modeling career, her career with comic books. There's so much stuff that she's done. Of course, impossible to cover everything in 2 hours or hour and a half, however long we have her. So we thank her for being on. I definitely am glad to have her on. She was a great guest. Really made my heart feel well. That her family called it full support. Her daughter, I believe, was that her brother? They called Blended. Was that her brother?
Sir Blended, yes.
Yeah, I believe
Sir
that.
Blended.
Yeah,
Sir Blended, and then the other family members that called in and everything. So definitely got support. Somebody in her culture, somebody else black that's doing well, that's being known, especially her being locally. You know, by us being local here in Baltimore, doing our thing like she is. So, as Mr. Game Boy says, making history. History will be made today, will be made tomorrow. So forth.
Wow.
Go ahead, Sean.
Tech, the Twitter is blowing up full of hashtags of Under the Mat Radio, and 2 of them are from the other half of the Double D's, if I can state them up here.
Okay. See that again?
I said the hashtag Under the Mat Radio is blowing up on Twitter, and
yes, it is.
Some of it's by the other half of the Double D's.
Yes. Yes, definitely. Also, to shout out to Princess Peach, who just let me know we got a lot of likes and more friends on IG. So thanks much, Princess Peach, being an Instagram queen. I'm not sure we have an official name for her. She runs the Instagram. We gotta come up with a name. I guess she let us know, Princess Peach, for a nice catchy name for you. But she runs our Instagram page. She's done a great job. Big ups to her. Just let me know, a lot of likes and friends. Instagram page is growing. It's evolving.
UTMR queen?
Oh no, that really won't work. I'll
work on something.
Yeah, we'll work.
Okay.
I know Princess Peach, you're listening, so if you come up with something, it's hit me up or NSC Game Boy. Let us know. Also, shout out to the Saltine and shout out to you, Shin, for getting GATA on the show. I know Saltine, you and Saltine work together as a team to get her on. So great work, guys.
Well, thank you
for that.
Thumbs.
What was that?
Thumbs.
Oh, thumbs.
Yeah, thumbs.
Gotta love it. Gotta love the thumbs.
Well, we gotta have this discussion because we're running short on time and everything. Our fans want to know what's happening. Of course, I know you have a new name now for your video blog. I saw at the beginning of the trip. What's the name of it now?
Shy Blog.
Shy Blog. There we go.
Yeah.
That's the Shy Blog, which was quite amusing.
Shy Blogs.
Yes. Sound like a villain from the Turtles. We gotta fight the Shy Blog. That's funny.
Well, it sounds like something universal though, like in a dimension somewhere.
Yeah, I like the fact that you're getting away from the road trip video, because when you think of road trip, you think of some suburban family, cross country, National Lampoon-ish kind of. Shy Blog gives it more distinguished,
The 2000 movie with Tom Green?
Oh, no. I'm talking about the 1983 National Lampoon Vacation. The good one. No, I'm not talking about that.
Yeah, the good one.
Yeah,
they're supposed to be doing a remake of that.
I hope not.
It's
I really like the original. I like the original. Shout out to John Candy, rest in peace. Great comedian.
I'm thinking of National Lampoons. The Chevy Chase that they're doing. They're bringing that back. I know. So still Burns member, but yes, they're bringing it back.
Yeah, we need to dedicate a special show to remakes and all that. But yeah, NSC Game Boy, the discussion.
Well, the discussion I wanted to talk about, you know what I'm saying? You know, we all was at 1CW this past weekend. Under the Mat was there. Of course, the boy was there. It was a very emotional weekend, and especially for me, it was a weekend of first. So I'm going to let you all go ahead and wait for my time to speak on the matter. So, Tech, Shin, the floor is yours.
Well, this weekend at 1CW in Delaware, in Delaware to be exact, NSC Game Boy made his pro wrestling debut. George Burkett is the lawyer and supporter of Kendrick Kamari, the Vamp King, and also Kendrick Kamari, and I believe Shin, what's the name? Yana Young. Did I say her name right?
Yana Lang.
Yana Lang. NSC Game Boy is now affiliated with Kendrick Kamari, Yana, as he does Bless the Blood, and he's now officially their lawyer and supporter at 1CW. George Burkett is now siding with the Vamps. He did a very great job, made me proud personally and professionally. Took a great bump. And there'll be more to see, definitely, in the coming months of 1CW. And what's next for George Burkett's alliance now with Kendrick Kamari. Shin, please.
Shin?
I'm very congratulatory that he's taken this step, albeit a positive and negative one at the same time. But he's taking it positive in the realm of George Burkett. I'm trying to figure out the words to do this because I'm a bit conflicted about it. You know, I'm well when it comes to somebody making success and doing better for themselves, and the other side of it is more of a not a salty, because that's saltine, but a sour taste in my mouth. But I have to say that it was a great weekend. I'm sorry, were we talking about the Vamp movement, or were we talking about George Burkett?
Both.
Okay. Yeah, so, you know, he does what he want to do, you know. The interview will be up. It should be up around Thursday. I'm doing some tedious media work, and then plus tomorrow, as announced on Under the Mat Radio, we have a special meeting with the original GATA, so that's going to hold things back a little bit. But I have nothing but congratulatory for George Burkett, so I tip my hat to him.
Oh, thank you, fellas. Thank you.
Professionally, I don't agree with the move, but hey, we all make our choices in life. We all got to make sure we're able to deal with the consequences with them, good or bad.
I'm burning up right now.
Turn on a fan. Some of that coconut oil.
No, I'm not burning up in that sense. I'm burning up at the fact that we were talking professionally, you know, that we don't agree with this.
Yeah, we don't. But, you know.
Well, NSC Game Boy and George Burkett are two separate entities within themselves. As you may know, as you may heard, or as you may seen, this past weekend, George Burkett is a spokesman lawyer for the Vamp King, Kendrick Kamari, a crusader between the VCA, the Vampire Community Alliance. And I had my first meeting and my first in-ring moment when I don't know what happened, but somehow Prodigy was called into the match after a gentleman was not able to attend. I'm not going to say his name. I'm not going to say why. I was viciously attacked in the match due to Prodigy, and suffered a fracture in my arm, which has really, really been hurting me, but I have not been discussing it. But George Burkett will still be ready and able to support his client, Kendrick Kamari, and everything and all his endeavors and all that he does. And NSC Game Boy will always be there to support under the mat with Tech, Shinblade, and the rest of the family. I understand and respect that you don't think this is a move that he should do professionally, but personally, he really doesn't care. So, thank you for the love, but in the same sense, I don't really care. But
it's all about money, isn't it?
Of course. Kendra is a very generous guy. You know, he's asked me to support and bring about a new rise, and I'm surprised that my colleagues would not be, happy about the upcoming.
No, wait a minute. Wait, did he come to you and ask you, or did he hypnotize you with the Kool-Aid that he
I don't discuss business. My hours of operation is usually from 9 to 5, Mr. Blade. But
we going
to
5 Heartbeats now.
No, great movie, by the way. But no, the reason why I say this is because if I was to talk to you now, then that means if any callers or anybody call in or anybody was to ask me or send a tweet to the show or a text to the show, I would have to entertain their question just as much as I entertain yours. All I can say is that Mr. Kamari is well taken care of. He already knows exactly what he's doing, and I'm just assisting. That's all I'm doing. I'm just assistant. I'm assisting something that's already becoming bigger than you can ever imagine. That's probably the best way I can say it.
Well, like I said, you made it real quick for you because we got to move on to other topics. Because I'll say this, that George Burkett made his decision. Like I said, personally, it's all fine. Professionally, I don't agree. You can't please everybody, so we'll see how his decision pans out, and we'll see how that road goes down that road into the Vamp Army. And we'll definitely do that. With that being said, real quick, with 20 seconds, real quick, we got General T Storm live. General T Storm, I know you got some words on NSC Game Boy's alliance with Kendrick, and you wanted to talk about ACW, so you got about 30 seconds.
All right. First, NSC Game Boy, like I said to you earlier, I'm going to pick on you a little bit. I mean, yeah, Kendrick, yeah, he says he's a big old vampire. If he says he's a real vampire, why don't he try to sink his teeth into something real good? How about this? And you can relay this message to your boss. That is, that he should go against Prodigy. And this is a fan talking, but this is a match I think that should happen. This match I think should happen is a steel cage match, but this time, NFC Game Boy, I think it's time to let you see how heavy. Like you said, what Prodigy did was wrong. Prodigy's a beast, as we all know. He's big, strong. Look at him. He looks like Mark Henry in his eyes. But anyways, match I want to really see is NFC Game Boy out there fighting for his boss. I want to see him try to fight. But since he is still in the making of getting himself out there in the ring, in which I am actually happy for you, though. I'm happy that, you are doing a great thing for Kindred. I love vampires, too. But wolves? Wolves versus vampires. I think Prodigy would be the wolf. But you know what? I gotta stick with one thing, and that is vampires rule. Wolves, not so much. Anyways, back to what you said, Tech. ACW, May 2nd, at Liberty High School in Eldersburg, Maryland. You know, the winners have been dealing with the group, the Riot City so-called group. You know what I mean? These guys, they party all night. They drink Coors Light, as I've seen in videos. But I got a bone to pick with Aaron Riot and Matt Wild, but also Sison, or whatever the hell his name is now. But Aaron Riot, I mean, the way how he fights is too taxing. I mean, yeah, he's a good wrestler, but he's not that good. He's bad. But all I gotta say is Riot City, May 2nd, at Liberty High School, your asses are gonna be ours. Oh, wait. Oh, I don't think you guys know or heard from Andy that we now own, we copyrighted, we now own Riot City and the crappy people of part of Riot City. But you know what? I got a bone to pick with Sison, and that is, boy.
10 seconds, buddy.
You know what? I'm tired of you doing this. You know, I may be a fan, and I'm proud to be a fan. Yeah, I like both my favorite teams. But with you calling my godfather a bunch of names and calling me a bunch of names, like what the hell? But anyway, what I'm saying is, May 2nd, Riot City, you will be finished.
All right. Thanks much, T-Storm. Shinblade.
All right, thank you, T-Storm. Let me say this because I'm really trying to keep this down. Huh? You still up here?
I was just thinking T-Storm.
Okay. I'm really trying to get this off my chest, and I'm trying to be professional on this show, but honestly, I have been to the point of the interview will be put up, but I've been to the point where now I'm getting pushed by fans and by people to get Stevie Ray Styles to sign the dotted line for me to face Kendrick. I said it. I have said it on the blog. I have said it in the interview that we had at 1CW, and I'm saying it right now on the show. If Stevie Ray Styles do not sign on the dotted line to me to face Kendrick without his woman and without his phony lawyer, I'm going to have to go within my means of getting Kendrick to ask or even beg Stevie Ray Styles to do it himself.
Oh, that's where I would step in there. I would speak to Mr. Styles about that, but I would have to let you know, Mr. Blade, that if you get into the ring with Kendrick Kamari, you will be obliterated. There's no honor. There is no winning. There is no hope. There is nothing. It'll just be a puddle of blood. And if you don't bless it, then you yourself is just going to fall victim like everyone else. See, what y'all don't understand is that the blood must be blessed in order for you to see this man. This ain't Twilight. This ain't Blade. This ain't a joke. You know, this is Kendrick Kamari, and he's not to be messed with. And you go in there with your blind ambitions and your hope. And I'm going to have to call 911 for you, man. I will have to be the one to tell the ambulance where you at. I'm going to have to escort the EMTs to your spot. I'm going to have to watch you go into that ambulance and get carried off. And there's nothing I can do about that. I don't want to see you hurt, man. I like you, man. You're a good guy. But you don't want to mess with this side, man. Take it from me. Take it from George Burkett. You don't want to mess with this side, man. That's why I tell everybody, if you don't bless the blood, you will be taking a bomb.
That blood smell like fake Kool-Aid to me. That's what it smelled like. It smelled like overused syrup Kool-Aid.
See, you're doing it again. You're mocking. you're being funny. You know what I mean? You're being funny. It's cool in front of the fans and everybody. I know it seems like a joke and everything. You know, we got the ha-has and the hoo-hoos and the laughs and stuff.
Wait. I'm not laughing. I'm not laughing. I'm pissed right now that I know that you and Tech have 21 years together, which is great and fine and all. So that makes my time with you a bit minuscule. But you were my brother. We hung out. We had dinner. We talked the business. We went up and down the roads together, and you turned your back on us. And that's not cool. No. Now, you did it for the money. Okay, I know what kind of person you are right now. So I know for face value, I'm not to trust George Burkett. NEC Game Boy, I guess he's still in it to win it, but I can't trust George Burkett anymore. It seems that he wants to value money over blood, pardon the pun.
Time is running short. Time is of the essence, guys. I will make sure of this. George Burkett, Shinblade, all the words that y'all speaking against each other, it's going to be one of y'all that's going to have to eat your words. Somebody's going to end up unsuccessful with the words that y'all saying to each other. One of y'all going to end up eating crow. But just be prepared for that.
Let me say this then, Tech, and then I'll let you go ahead and end the show. And to answer Shin's statement about me, yes, everybody is about money, but this is a little bit more deeper than money. This is about blood. And see, I have blessed the blood, which is the reason why I am speaking for Mr. Kamari. But you, my friend, you don't see it. You know, you're blind. You're walking into a forest and you're trying to find direction. You're lost, and I understand. But when Kendrick gets his hands on you, my friend, there won't be any hope. There won't be any breath. There won't be any Shin or bleed. The only thing left is for you to bless. And the only thing that you can only bless is that blood. My friend, I warn you, stay away. You know, go to the gym, exercise, go to a movie, get a date or something. You know, eat some food or whatever. Go to an amusement park. You would probably have more fun doing that than being in the ring against someone who will hurt you. Because that's exactly what he do to everyone that comes against him. He hurts them. Do you really want to be hurt, Shin? Do you?
Let me tell you something. I don't mind pain in this aspect, but I'm going off of respect. I do not care about wins or losses. Cool. I don't care about wins or losses. I'm coming for respect. And if I got to take out blood, I will do it. Really?
Okay. Go ahead, Tech.
Yes.
He's doing
it's always
good
to hear get a verbal back and forth for that.
Really,
this song, one of y'all been hearing this. We're about to leave out tonight under the man radio. Thanks, everybody, for calling in. Thank you much for the Scream Queen, the original GATA, Monique Dupree. Thank you much for the GATA family. Sir Blend, the GATA family, for calling in. Thanks much for Cheeky, Saltine, Princess Peach, all of those that are listening that wasn't able to call in. Thank you much for your time. NEC Game Boy, thank you much. Thank you much, George Burkett. Timberlake, thank you for that. Hashtag coconut oil. Hashtag lovers of lemons. Quick shout out. We have about 3 minutes.
I want to give a shout out and say rest in peace to Freddie Gray. Black Lives Matter. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I hope his family and stuff. We send our condolences from here to Under the Mat Radio.
Yeah.
I keep fighting, man, with y'all.
Blake.
Shout out to a special person who I call Beck. Hope you're listening. Great show today, and we'd like to do it again next week.
Yes. Shout out to all the followers and supporters of my family and loved ones for the show. To my mom, Mama Tech, to Big Mo, everybody else. Also, shout out Random to Rocka Waka Flocka Flame, who just announced that he'll be running for president, and we all know you will not win. And you are a rapper. Definitely for that. That being said, thanks much, guys. We'll be back with you next week. Same time, same channel, Tuesday night, 7 to 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Under the mat, radio on blogtalk.com. Follow us on the Facebook page, YouTube page, and we'll talk to you then. NFC Game Boy benediction.
Oh, you already know what it is, what it do. Amen.
Yes. Shinblade,
blessed bud.
And bringing on the shy hands. Blessed reality.
Always.
Praise God.
Goodbye.